Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Mix 1041. We are on mixtv.tv, and I bring in my longtime friend, Dr. Ed McIntyre. And Dr. McIntyre, how are you, buddy?
I'm great, man. It's good to be here.
Well, it's good to have you. And look, you brought us a wonderful announcement about a concert coming up here in Cleveland, November the 8th, as it strings across the mountain to benefit for the community of Canton, North Carolina, in the wake of the devastation from Hurricane Helene. And guess what, Ed? We've got a couple of our friends with us right now.
Yeah. These two guys going to get you introduced. Darren Nicholson, who's an incredible entertainer, who's going to be the main event at this concert, and then Mayor Zeb Smathers, who's doing an absolutely fantastic job under some seriously adverse conditions, and we're going to let these two guys share. Steve, thank you for having me back. You rarely ask me back. I mean, usually it's about every 3 years I get to come.
Well, I had forgotten, so I had forgotten we had you in already.
But
so
we introduced this idea last week, and the benefit concert is November 8th. We've had wonderful support thus far. We've got tickets available on the Community Foundation website. Lisa Guerin has done a fantastic job, as she always does.
Oh, yeah.
Lucy Reimer at the museum. It's up on her website. It'll direct you to the Community Foundation. Tickets are $30. We're asking for maybe an extra $20 as a donation towards the cause. All of the funds raised are going to go to Canton to benefit them, 100% of that. And then we have sponsorships available at various denominations from $500 up to $25,000, and we're getting a great response already from that. We had a concert planned. I'm part of a group called the Undertakers, putting on local music, and Darren has come over and played for us before, and our entertainment for November 8th actually had to cancel right at that moment. We said, let's spin this and think about doing something for our friends east and north of us. And first person I thought of was Darren, and called him, and he's his usual jovial self, and asked how I was doing before I could even spit out how he was doing. And he said, I'm great, but my town is devastated, and that led us to where we are today.
All right. Well, by way of introduction, we bring in Darren Nicholson, who is going to be the entertainer. He's a Grammy nominee and just revered in the world of bluegrass music. Darren, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning. I'm so honored to be here.
Darren Nicholson, first of all, revered, as this says, in bluegrass music. Ed's told me a lot about you, Grammy nominee over the years. What does this mean to you, this concert?
Well, I just can't believe that. I can believe it too. Bluegrass people all over the world, I say in bluegrass, you don't make fans, you make friends. So traveling around the country for the last 20 plus years, when you meet people in the bluegrass world, you become instant friends. And when he reached out and said, hey, people who are outside of your region, we care about you and we want to help, and let's do something together. And so there's community here in Western North Carolina, but there's also the music community that's all over the country and all over the world. And to see it come together like this, it's inspiring.
Certainly is. What are people in for in this, as far as this concert, November the 8th, 6 o'clock at the museum? What can they expect?
Well, I'm bringing my band, the Darren Nicholson Band. It's world-class musicians. I'm super excited about a group of players and singers. I've got Avery Welter on the guitar, the great Kevin Sluter, bass player and singer. Ainsley Porchak, she's going to be playing fiddle with us. She's a two-time Grandmaster fiddle champion, and she's as good a fiddle player as you're ever going to hear. And we're going to have the great Bennett Sullivan on five-string banjo. We're going to be bringing some of this Western North Carolina mountain music and culture to East Tennessee and there to Cleveland, and sharing some music, some stories, some laughter, and doing something good for the folks in Western North Carolina.
And, yes, talking about Western North Carolina and Canton, North Carolina, we are honored to be joined by the mayor of Canton, Zeb Smathers. Mayor, first of all, how are you, and what's the very latest there?
Well, we're making it. We're much like West North Carolina. We're learning how to put one foot in front of another. And every day feels a little bit better, but there's a long way to go. Canton went through this 3 years ago with a very deadly, destructive flood, but now it's not just apocalyptic for us, but the entire region. And so it's important for us as we heal and move forward. We have to tell the story and draw attention to all these places that don't have mayors or city limits and signs. They're just as important. But when I got that text message from Darren, it said basically, hey, I need to talk to you, but it's good news. So I needed some good news, and Darren and everyone listening provided that. And it's just humbling that, our mountain family, we know extends past the border between Tennessee and North Carolina. And for us for y'all to have our back and our town, what we've been through, there's not words. Like Darren, I'm not surprised because I know how mountain folk are, but it really is appreciative when it matters, because it's just like an entertainment. The stories of these people matter. And so when you're giving me this opportunity and drawing attention, you tell them that, you show them respect, you show them love, and that helps us put that one foot in front of the other.
Mayor, tell us about Canton, North Carolina.
Canton, I was born and raised here. I was lucky to find a girl I wasn't related to marry.
That's better than half of Cleveland.
That's what I say. But my son's stone is ninth generation, and so we've called these mountains home for a very long time. One of my cousins, actually, Alex Smathers Whitman, she lives over in Knoxville now, and but we used to be a mill town. So we've been through a lot the last several years. We lost our paper mill, been here 115 years. Like so many, sadly, of our communities, we lost our manufacturing base. So we're trying to figure out how can you be a mill town without a mill? Because again, in our state, nothing against Charlotte, but there's more Cantons than Charlottes. And these small towns, just like the ones in Tennessee, they matter. Their people matter. And so that's part of this, is that, we have to make sure when we recover, our stories, our culture, our music, that continues. Because again, there's economic forces and there's Mother Nature. And so whatever storm may come, we got to keep standing.
We are joined, if you're just joining us, by Dr. Ed McIntyre, Tennessee Valley Urology, our longtime friend, but also his friends, Darren Nicholson, who is a legend in the world of bluegrass, and he's coming to Cleveland, and then Canton, North Carolina Mayor Zeb Smathers. And Ed McIntyre, I really feel like I know why you wanted to put this together. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's not hard listening to these two guys. You just you feel it in your heart that this is the right thing to do. It's a good, and that's a great thing about Cleveland. It's a great thing, I'm sure, about Canton. You got so many people here that are doing so many different things. You just rattled off several things that are happening, and I tell you this all the time. You do get the big head about it a little bit, but you and your station are the fabric of this community and the heartbeat, and you've got your finger on the pulse of everything we're doing, and we appreciate it.
Hey, Darren Nicholson, what do I see you holding there? And if they listen on the radio, they can't see it, but if you're watching on Mixed TV, they can. Tell me what that is.
It's a mandolin.
Hey, Mayor Smathers, let me get a final word from you. Anything you want to add here, buddy?
Just thank you. Again, this shows so much, not just about our town and our states, but our country. What you're seeing, not just on the ground here, but communities like in Cleveland, it's the best of America. And I think it's important right now, everything going on, that people know that there are so many good people making sacrifices, doing the right thing, lifting us up. And I just want to say thank you and concentrate, again, on the sunny side. And also I make a promise that if, something happens to our friends in Tennessee and Cleveland, the people of Canton will have y'all's back. So we truly appreciate it.
God bless you, Mayor. Darren Nicholson, anything you want to add here before we go, buddy?
Yeah, the people of Western North Carolina and Tennessee, all the mountain communities. They're resilient and strong. The music is a healing thing. I encourage people to come out on the concert. We're going to laugh. We're going to be playing some songs that'll hopefully lift your spirits. But I think a lot about what my grandfather used to say, and he'd say, you can't live in this world alone. And we have to help each other. We have to be there for each other. It's our turn in the barrel right now, and we need to be strong enough to ask for help. But also, as we rebuild, we can be a force and a beacon of light for us when they need help.
That's exactly right, Darren. It's Strings Across the Mountain, a benefit concert for the community, the museum, for the Canton, North Carolina community at the museum, Friday, November 8th, 6 p.m. Dr. Ed McIntyre, if you will, just remind us just how people can get their tickets, what they need to do.
Yeah, again, you can go to the museum website, Museum and Cultural Center at 5 Points. You can go to the Community Foundation website, Community Foundation of Ocoee Region, cfocoeeregion.com. Tickets are available there. It's very self-explanatory. Your donation above $30 for the ticket is tax deductible. Lisa Guerin will help you with that, and we're just honored to have people come out. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a wonderful time. 6 o'clock, show up. We're going to have a little happy hour and hot dogs, super casual, have your jeans on. We'll be outside if the weather's nice, and then we'll roll into the museum, and I guarantee you Darren will have her hands clapping, and we'll be up on her feet.
Going to be a great night. Get involved, everybody. And tell you what, we'll come right back. Mix 104.